Now in this video, I'll give you a head-to-head comparison between the Xiaomi Mi 9 and also the Honor 20, so keep watching. Hey, what's up guys, Adam Lobo here and you're watching Adam Lobo TV. If you guys are new, hello and welcome. Do consider subscribing to this channel as I release videos every single week. And if you're returning as a subscriber, welcome back and let's
get ready to rumble!
Now the reason why I decided to compare these two phones was because they both are using the same high-end processors and it also has the same screen resolution and almost the same camera specs, and most of all, very similar price tag. So if you guys would like to see a detailed spec comparison, I'll link that down in the description below. Now let's get started. Now starting from the build quality, in terms of the weight, there barely is any difference since the Honor 20 is just a mere 1 gram heavier. Now the Xiaomi Mi 9 is a bit thinner, but the Honor 20 did feel a bit more solid of a phone with the right amount of grip. Now in terms of the I/O, both phones unfortunately does not come with a headphones jack, and the only difference is that the Honor 20 comes with the integrated fingerprint sensor at the power button on the side, which unlocks way faster than the Xiaomi Mi 9 in-display fingerprint sensor. And also the Xiaomi Mi 9 comes with a Google Assistant button on the left hand side. So overall, in my opinion, I would give my personal win to the Honor 20 on the overall build quality. In terms of the phone's display, there is a slight size difference between both phones, where the Xiaomi Mi 9 has a 6.39-inch Super AMOLED screen and the Honor 20 has a slightly smaller size of 6.26 inches, which is an IPS LCD screen. Now watching videos on two of the screens side by side wasn't much of a difference. Both phones has the same exact resolution, and just by looking at the screens, the Honor 20 was just a bit brighter at the same brightness settings. Now I was pretty torn between choosing these two screens, as I was a fan of the punch hole display on the Honor 20 compared to the teardrop notch on the Xiaomi Mi 9, but if I really had to choose, I would go with the Xiaomi Mi 9 because of its Super AMOLED display. Now as for the cameras for both phones, the phone has a same megapixel count of a 48 megapixel with an aperture value of f1.8 and also the same ultra wide angle 16 megapixel with an f2.2 aperture lens, but where the Honor 20 separates itself is the added 2 megapixel f2.4 aperture, which is a dedicated macro lens, and also another 2 megapixel depth sensor, where the Xiaomi Mi 9 includes another 12 megapixel f2.2 aperture, which is a telephoto lens. So all in all, technically you're getting 4 cameras for the Honor 20. Now this brings us to the picture quality, and I still did not find much difference between the 48 megapixel pictures. So when looking at a side-to-side comparison between the main shooters, both had great dynamic range with proper details on the highlight and shadows. Then pictures on the Honor 20 did look a bit more vibrant due to its AI image processing, so you can always turn it off if you don't want the image processing, and that brings great flexibility to the photos. Now speaking of flexibility, since there is a dedicated macro camera on the Honor 20, you can achieve some really good macro shots on the phone as well. Now as for the phone's portrait mode, the pictures on the Xiaomi Mi 9 seems to be a bit more vibrant, but the Honor 20 seems to capture more details on objects like the picture of this leaf, but the overall details at the background was great for both of the phones. Now I did use the Gcam app for the front-facing camera, as I prefer it compared to the stock camera app for the Xiaomi Mi 9, as it had a nicer background blur, but yes, a bit darker. But if I really had to choose between both phones side to side, the selfie shots on the Honor 20 looks nicer with just the right exposure value with great details on the background blur for the front-facing shots. Now as for the night shots, honestly, I thought the Xiaomi would do better, but as you guys can see that the overall details on the highlighted areas are very clear, and it had a more accurate color reproduction on how the images were in real life. So yes, overall, the night shots for the Honor 20 was better as well. Now as for the rear camera's video quality, both produce great quality of the video, especially for the video stabilization, but I have to give a slight edge to the Xiaomi Mi 9 as it is known to have a great video camera phone. But when it comes to the front camera though, the overall quality and the image stabilization, as you guys can see, looks better on the Honor 20. Okay, switching to the Xiaomi Mi 9 in terms of the overall sound quality, and let's check out the comparison between both of the phones when it comes to the vlogging situation for the front-facing camera, especially when it comes to the sound
quality.
Alright, so I'm testing the sound on the Honor 20 and see how does it sound compared to the Xiaomi Mi 9. So let's check it out. Now speaking of audio, both of the phones has a mono firing speaker right down below, where the Xiaomi Mi 9 was a bit louder than the Honor 20, but both phones did not distort at its highest volume, and here's a quick sound test.
Tell me all your secrets. Fill me in on your wildest moments. Colored trees, your yellow leaves move me. Dancing moves, your painted red shakes the room. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control.
Now as for the phone's battery, the Xiaomi Mi 9 comes with 3300 mAh of battery, which was a bit disappointing as the Honor 20 came with a bigger 3750 mAh instead. And yes, size does matter in this case, as the Honor 20 gave me a massive 6 hours and 4 minutes of screen on time at my battery percentage of 10% compared to the Xiaomi Mi 9, which only gave me about 4 hours plus at 10% battery. So yes, the clear winner here is the Honor 20. However, when it comes to charging, the Xiaomi Mi 9 comes with a 27-watt Quick Charge 4 Plus, where the Honor 20 supports the maximum of 22.5 watts fast charging instead. Now when it comes to the phone software, both phones run smoothly without any issues. Now previously I thought that the MIUI skin was not up to par, but with its recent upgrades, it has been pretty snappy and easier to move around. As for the Honor's Magic UI, I still prefer this compared to Huawei's EMUI, as it does not force shutdown apps. So the UI battle is totally depends on what your personal preference is, as I did not have any issues with both. Now if you're looking at gaming on the device, I did find that the Honor 20 had a slight edge overall for the gaming experience. In terms of quality, maybe just a bit, but where it really shines is during the gameplay. There's absolutely no heating up issues when playing games on the Honor 20, where it did get a bit warm when I played games on the Xiaomi Mi 9. And last but not least, let's look at the price and also the value. Now the lowest variant of the Xiaomi Mi 9 is priced at 1,699 ringgit for the 6 gigs of RAM with 64 gig storage variant, and the Honor 20 is also priced at 1,699 ringgit, which comes with 6 gigs of RAM but a higher 128 gig storage variant. And please keep in mind that both phones do not come with a micro SD card slot expansion. Alright guys, with all this comparison, do let me know which phones would you guys choose, the Xiaomi Mi 9 or the Honor 20. Give me a vote down at the comment section below. And if you guys would like to see an in-depth review for each one of the phones, I'll also link it down below as well. Aside from that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys found this video helpful in making your purchase decision. And if you did, be sure to give this video a nice big thumbs up, like, share and subscribe to Adam Lobo TV if you haven't done so. Don't forget to hit the bell icon just next to it to get notified for my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. This is Adam Lobo, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.